I get it. Mornings are rough and you pretty much hate them. But you want to get better, you want to get more disciplined, and apparently every single successful person out there has some kind of morning routine. And I get it, because I felt it. Because honestly, I'm not really a morning person at all. But I learned to be. And now, actually, I love my mornings because of this routine that I'm actually implementing in my life since this past year. As I tell you what this routine is, I found 3 reasons that really made morning routines and honestly getting up in the morning super difficult for me and also for a lot of people out there too. And this routine actually has a solution for each one of those problems. By the way, if you haven't met me, my name's Gian and this is the Why approach. I've shared some things that honestly have changed my life, and I honestly hope that it changed yours as well. Because some of you are watching this and I know you want to be the best version of yourself, and I'm just here to share as much value with you as I possibly can rather than trying to go viral with some video that I can post on YouTube. Now, the first reason why I found morning routines to be super difficult is that because I really didn't see any reason to get up that early in the morning to even have a routine. And this was honestly one of the things that really made me stuck in the first place. Anytime I actually managed to get up earlier, I wouldn't actually use the time that I had to do anything in particular. Like, I brushed my teeth, I probably took a shower, I ate my breakfast, then I sat on my phone for about 30 minutes to an hour, not really doing much. And pretty much I would just use that extra time that I had in the morning just to do exactly the same thing, but slower, since I had that extra time. So whenever I had the chance to wake up earlier, I saw no point in it, so then I chose to sleep in. And so here's the solution I kind of found to that reasoning. Instead of just not having any reason, I had to find a reason, but a reason that actually meant something to me. And at the time, I knew I wanted to become more disciplined. I knew I wanted to become better than who I was at the moment because my life was honestly controlled by my impulses rather than me actually having self control in my life. I knew I needed to change what I was doing before because what I was doing, which was basically just getting up at 8 a.m. and then rushing to work, wasn't actually working. And then I was looking through YouTube, and then, when everyone started posting their morning routine videos and being super aesthetic and stuff, it made me realize something. It made me realize that I needed to do something in the morning so that I actually had a reason to stay up. But I didn't just want to do anything. Absolutely not. I wanted to do some stuff that would actually push me forward and develop me as a person. And that's actually when I found a book that helped me find a morning routine that literally made me do activities that described just that. And so it got me excited. And guess what? I tried it and it actually wasn't that bad at all. And it was easy actually to get up in the morning because I had a clear vision and a clear reason of why I wanted to get up. And that reason was to actually push myself forward and grow myself one bit every single day. Now, the second reason I found that, made morning routines difficult to do was that I honestly thought that morning routines just consisted of probably 50 plus things that you needed to do just to cram in your morning so that you could feel that you were being productive. And that honestly just sounded very overwhelming for me. So I actually went ahead and searched on Google because, like any sane person would do, I just went ahead and searched like the best morning routines that you could do. And what I found was an astounding 30 things that you could fit inside of your freaking morning to then be productive. And I was already overwhelmed. So the solution that the book actually gave me that I mentioned earlier, and don't worry, I'll cover it more later in the episode. It basically showed me that instead of trying to do 21 different things in your morning to cram so that you could feel like you're productive, why not just do 6 instead? And it's not just 6 things that take a super long time to do. No, but it's 6 things that you could just take 10 minutes doing each thing, and honestly just takes up about an hour of your day. And so I tried it. I did those 6 things. It felt like I already did so much in my day. And instead of actually feeling tired and overwhelmed, I was actually refreshed and energized and ready to take the day on. Don't worry, I'll share more about those 6 things later in this episode when I talk more about the book that I mentioned, earlier. Now, the third reason I found that honestly made morning routines pretty difficult is that in order to have a morning routine, we have this thought that we need to get up at 5 or 6 a.m. in order to do it, or else we wouldn't be able to do it at all. As I said with this before, this routine only takes pretty much an hour or even less. It depends on how you want to do it because honestly, it's super customizable. Don't worry, I'll get into that later too. So the most you only have to do is wake up an hour earlier than you normally do, or even 30 minutes earlier. And honestly, that's kind of what I did. And see, as I started building up to waking up at 5 a.m., which is what I do now, I would actually just do that morning routine from like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. While I do think waking up earlier is remarkably helpful for pretty much everyone, really, I do think it's more important on focusing on the things that you do in the morning rather than just when you get up. So, are you moving yourself forward with every morning, or are you just using that really impactful time in the beginning of your day to just pretty much do nothing like I was? So I learned this morning routine by a book called The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. And honestly, this really changed my life. So honestly, what makes up this morning routine is something that he calls life savers. And it's an acronym. So it's SAVER. S. So the first S stands for silence. And in this world with so many distractions, videos from our phones, computers, friends constantly talking to us, and all the other noise that pretty much breaches into our skulls and our ears, we aren't really left with a lot of natural time to just be quiet and hear nothing and be alone with yourself and with our thoughts. This is time that you can take to meditate. Get accustomed to hearing your own thoughts and feelings and understand what you're actually saying to yourself. This honestly helped me realize a lot of things about myself that I honestly wouldn't have realized before because I wasn't even giving my thoughts or feelings a chance to actually be heard because there were so many things interrupting those messages from my own brain. And so A stands for affirmations. Now, I'm a really big take action kind of guy. So I will say this. Affirmations in conjunction with taking action can honestly really help you a heck of a lot. Because when you say affirmations, it boosts what you already believe in yourself. So if you help yourself believe that you can do a certain thing, you'll be more likely to achieve it. And it is not just talking to yourself and saying that you're a good person and you'll be able to do something really, really great. But doing that accompanied with actions that you take every single day in order to achieve a certain goal, you'll be more likely to achieve it because you're believing in the results that you will get from those actions. Now, V is for visualization. Now, I'm not a whole law of attraction kind of guy, but I will say this. Visualization is actually great and it does help. Not in the case of you just kind of magically making things appear in your life because you thought really hard about it. No, not at all. But it's by helping you see exactly what you want in your future or the foreseeable future and keeping that at the top of your mind so that you have that vision of your future while deciding what to do during your day. So you can honestly decipher and discern which decisions will make you get closer to your goal or will actually push you farther away from your goal. And while you keep that on the top of your mind at all times, you'll be more likely to make more decisions to get closer to your goal rather than pushing yourself rather than self-sabotaging yourself all day. Now, E is for exercise. And honestly, whether it's a morning jog, some jumping jacks, or a full blown workout routine, this honestly helps you be awake and you can honestly see physical results happen in your body like how you've honestly wanted to. Because I know if you want to develop yourself, you want to develop your body as well as your mind. And so R is actually for reading. Now, I can't say enough that reading is so freaking important. This is honestly one of the best ways you can actually learn from the experts. See, if you want to learn negotiation tactics and boost your kind of leadership ability with your talking, then just read Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. If you want to start a business and really make a grand slam offer so you can get right out of the gate and really start making money, read $100 million Offers by Alex Hermosi. See, there are so many answers to your questions that are hidden inside of these books. And if you never got to read them in the first place, you would never find those answers. And once you start reading them, you can then start applying those things and start to change your life as soon as you unravel those pages. Now, the last S is for scribing or writing, you could basically say. And this is where I journal. And I normally do this thing as the first thing that I do in the morning. And what I do is basically I format it as me just writing out what happened the day prior and then actively going towards what can I do today? What do I get to do today? Journaling has honestly helped me track my personal growth in such a great way and helped me realize certain patterns that I normally think and normally act on. Without journaling, I wouldn't have recognized those patterns in my life, those good and bad patterns. Because I was journaling, I was able to break old patterns of my life and actually strengthen and reinforce the good patterns that I wanted to keep in my life. Now, the neat thing about this routine is that it's super, super customizable. You don't have to do every single one of these things for 10 minutes a pop. I normally put more time into my reading, which is reading my Bible and then reading another book or something like that. Honestly, I switch that up. Instead of 10 minutes, I probably do maybe 20 to 30 minutes. No, maybe a little less. But now in this season of my life, I don't do as much visualization anymore because I already have a clear vision in my head, and I've already strengthened that vision so much in my head that I have a clear vision of it at all times. So I don't really need to look and devote even more, as much time as I did beforehand, so that I could, devote more time to reading or journaling and everything else like that. So it's super customizable that you can use to attune to every single season that you have in your life. So you have every single reason to refute everything that I'm talking about and still hate morning routines and honestly still feel like it's impossible for you to even do this with how your life is right now. So this is the reason why I do this, or my why approach to this kind of subject. After doing this routine for about a whole year now, I've honestly can tell you that it does help so much. It helps you take control of your day and it helps you tell your time what to do rather than the other way around. I do this so that I can grow, get uncomfortable, so that I can make the hard effective decisions in my life, like controlling my desires, focusing my faith on Jesus, and effectively living my life in the way he wants me to live it. And it honestly isn't easy at all. But in order to make hard decisions that positively change your life, you got to start the day with you already saying no to your selfish feelings and start saying yes to you developing yourself and your development so that you can honestly bless the world around you because you're not here just for yourself. You have a purpose, and that purpose is meant to not only impact you, but the people around you. And our selfishness will stop us so many times when we want to go in that direction. And if this sounds like something you want to do, I recommend listening to the episode of where I talk about above average habits that you can implement in your life and how you can actually implement habits in your life and get rid of bad ones so that you can start building your life into the above average life that you want to live one day at a time with one habit at a time. And so, as always, start growing. Start now, and God bless you guys.